Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. I'm hoping that we can have a good crochet and chat today. I have my project. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it, and then I need to finish working on it. So, in one of my whips and FOs videos, I mentioned that I was working on something for my Italian teacher. She recently had a baby, so I have a baby blanket that I made, just a Tunisian simple stitch blanket. It's actually over there. Hold on, I'll go get it. Okay, so this is the blanket that I made. It's similar to another one that I had made, almost identical actually, to another one that I had made that I sent to Rose at Rose Likes Crochet. Rose Loves Crochet, Rose Likes Crochet. For wings, but this one I made just recently, and just a pretty little baby blanket. So that's for her newborn. Then she has another little girl, and I didn't want to leave, as with siblings, right? When there's a new sibling, you don't want to leave them out. So I asked her what her favorite animal was, and I'd make her one. And she said a dog. So being that she's still little, I wanted to find kind of a no-sew dog. So something that you're not going to be able to easily pull the arms, legs, head, any of that apart. So this is what I have so far. It doesn't look like a dog right now. It looks like a person. But it kind of reminds me, there's a zombie amigurumi, like a little, I guess they're not all zombies, but they're all like robots. It's a robot book. And it kind of reminds me of one of those right now. But this is the dog, what it's supposed to look like, right? And I just have to do the ears and the eyebrows. I don't know that I'm going to add a tongue just because I don't want them to like constantly pull on it. And I do have to add the nose, and it does have a tail. So those are the bits that are kind of like sew on, but the body itself you don't sew. And it is from Amigurumi. I'll put the link in the description box. But it's literally the no-sew dog. So I am on the ears right now, and I'm hoping to get that done with you today. So I'm going to scroll down to where the ears are, because I'm doing this on my phone. I have to scroll, and every time that I do it, I have to scroll. So this yarn I actually used for a commission project when I did a sea or an otter from, it was a Crescent City otter. It was based off of a book. So I had used this velvety kind of yarn, but I thought it would make a nice soft little puppy for her daughter as well. So, what have you guys been up to lately? You ladies, you people, what have you been up to? I hope everything is going well. And if it's not going well and you need good thoughts or positive vibes or whatever you need that I can send your way, let me know. Oh goodness. I am getting ready for summer school. During the week I work summer school. And then have to go. So apparently, I didn't know this. I'm glad I learned it before I left. I mean, I knew. So anyway, you have no idea what I'm talking about. In on base, we have a PO box, and we get that PO box based on our employment or our dates that we're going to be here. So I did not know that it wasn't automatically updated. Silly me, I should have known. You have to carry your papers everywhere. But I have to go to the post office and show them my letter of continuation. And then I also have to put in a form for being gone. So it's kind of like a mail, well, it is. It's a mail hold. And so you put the hold on your mail from this date to this date, and then they just hold it there. So whatever comes in, so they don't send it back, they don't, whatever. So I need to do that this coming week. And then I need to start getting ready. I don't know how you all pack when you go places, but I like to have things kind of in order. So I'm going to be gone for a whole month, and I'm so overwhelmed. But I am... I've got to pack the things that I know that we're going to take with us. Like I have some things for my mom and for my aunt that I need to put in my suitcase. And then I'm thinking, and you guys let me know what you think. I'm thinking about packing just like 2 weeks worth of clothes maybe. And then anything, I mean, I'll have access to a washer and dryer, but I don't want to pack like a week's worth of clothes. I was thinking maybe 2 weeks. And then if there's anything that I may need, like I'm not going to bring things like sunscreen or anything like that, because one, I don't want it to explode in my actual suitcase, because it will have to go under, in the cargo part of the plane. But when we were coming back from Athens, I lost all of my toiletries. When you go through security and you have your carry-on, you have to take out anything that's liquid, anything that's like technology, so your phones, your computers, and then any liquid, like if you have like the travel shampoos, anything, right? That has to be separated from your bag, put in a bin, and then it goes through the conveyor, and your bag goes through the conveyor, so that they like x-ray it and they look through it, right? Well, I guess I didn't get my toiletry bag back. So all the things that I had put in there, sunscreen, shampoo, conditioner, all that stuff, right? I put everything in there, and I even tried to file for it, but right when we got back, I mean, I filed for it when I was still in Greece, but right when we got back, the Catania airport caught fire. So, I don't know. I mean, it was a little toiletry bag inside of a little zipper pouch thing. Did I want it back? Yes, because I wanted my things back, but did I think that I would ever hear back about it? No, but va bene. So when we were there, I had to buy, of course, toothbrushes, toothpaste, sunscreen, deodorant for everyone. Like, it was crazy. So my daughter and I both needed toothbrushes, toothpaste. My son, because he was like, I'm gonna put my stuff in there with yours, and I was like, okay, sure, no problem. Like we just have to take out one thing. Oh, that was dumb, because I lost it. So I bought sunscreen and all this other stuff, and I had a bottle Well, I had 2 bottles. 1 bottle of sunscreen and 1 bottle of After Sun. Same size. Same size. Same size. And they weren't aerosol, right? They were just like lotion tubes, right? Same size. They took both of them out of my bag because they were bigger, right, than the normal ones. And they said, you can't keep these. You have too much, meaning I had too much liquid. And I was like, okay, well, can I put one in my daughter's bag and then one in my son's bag? And then it would separate. Because my daughter had no liquids because I had all of them. And my son decided this time to keep his toothpaste and deodorant with him. So I didn't lose it this time. And they were like, sure. So they gave the bottle of After Sun to my daughter so she could put it in her backpack. And then they took the sunscreen and threw it in the trash can. And I was like, no! You said I could give them to my kids. And they wouldn't let me get it out of the trash can. I went to reach it and they were like, no. And I was like, but you said I could. And they said no. And I said, okay. I just kept on walking. So, yeah, I'm not gonna sweat over stuff like that. I just was like, okay. And so I'm not gonna bring anything like that with me. And I don't have a ton of things actually that people have asked for, like gifts and things that people have asked for me to bring back, which is fine. But I think that if I pack lighter, it will make, I'm doing a whole lot of talking and not a lot of crocheting, but I think it'll make it lighter on the way there so that on the way back, if there are things that I want or my daughter wants, we can bring those back. Hold on just one moment. Okay, sorry about that. I was getting a phone call that I needed to take. Okay, sorry, I was looking at the next part of the pattern. So then I know what to do there. Where did it go? There it is. So, I don't know. Let me know how you guys would pack, what you would do in a situation like that. Because like I said, I do have access to a washing machine. I will have multiple times. I will have access to washing machines. So it's just, I don't know. I have a lot of I want to make sure I'm putting it in the right place. I have a lot of anxiety about changes. So when things change, even if it's like I'm going on a trip for a little while, I have my doors open. So if you hear, just to kind of let the air flow, to use my air conditioner as little as possible. It's still pretty nice out right now, so hopefully it doesn't get super hot. But so like the night before a big test when I was in school, I wouldn't sleep. The night before my graduation, the night before my son's graduation, multiple nights before moving here. So many things. Like I don't sleep, and because I'm just worried about all of the things that are going to happen. And I know people are like, oh, you shouldn't worry. Well, tell my brain that. So I try to prepare as many things as early as possible. So I've done the majority of my laundry, just have a little bit left. And then I was thinking that I would start packing the things that I know we're going to take And then that way I don't have to worry about last minute throwing them in the suitcase or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure there will be things that I throw in the suitcase last minute, but I don't want to do those things. Just a second. Sorry. My daughter had a question. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. And hopefully I don't give myself too much worry. I do also worry about my cat. I do have someone who's going to be looking in on him, but and I debated whether or not to try to find a place for him to be while I was gone, or someone to come and check in on him. And ultimately, I decided to have somebody come, because this is where he's comfortable and this is where he's safe, and I don't want him to feel like he's been given away, because I'm going to be gone for a long time for a cat. A month is a long time. So I don't want him to feel like he's in a new home that he has to adapt to. Especially not, I mean, there are lots of places here that will like watch your dog, like kennels, but there's not that for cats really. So reading the pattern again. I want to, ultimately I decided to have somebody come in and check on him. And, you know, I've had somebody do that before, and my cat ended up very, very sick. I'm not using the same person, but so then I just worry about him there. I worry about being gone from him for so long, making sure that he's going to be cared for in the way that he needs to be cared for. You know, all those kinds of things that you worry about when you have pets. I wish I could take him with me, but 2 transatlantic flights may be difficult on him. He wasn't bad the first, when we came over here, but when we got stuck in Rome for all those days, he did not want to get back in his little crate to get back on the plane. So that last plane ride was hard. It wasn't a long plane ride, thank goodness, but it was hard because he did not, I put him in his little carrier, and he moved around so much that he flipped himself off of the little cart. He flipped himself off of the little cart that we had our luggage on. So, they have those little things in hotels that you can put your suitcases on, especially so you're not having to carry so much. So I put the suitcases, our carry-on suitcases, and then like my daughter's backpack and my backpack, and then I put him there just long enough so that we could like get to the elevator or something like that, and he was and he rolled himself onto the floor, and I was so worried that he had hurt himself, because it wasn't a long fall, but he was going crazy in there, and there wasn't anything in there other than the blanket and stuff that had been in there before. So I was just very, very concerned about him flying again. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to do that to him. and we'll just leave it be for now. Because I mean, I would love to be able to bring it with me and be able to just take care of him, but I can't do that, so it makes me sad. Oh, so I should have 18 now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wait, hold on. I skipped something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. This velvet yarn, blanket yarn, whatever. This stuff is ridiculous. I can't see sometimes. I feel like I can't see the stitches, but I am using a 6.5 millimeter or a K clover. Even though these are plastic and they're not metal, I really like the bigger hooks in the clovers because they are better suited for my hands. They're just nicer, I think. Okay, so this one's easy. Just single crochet all around twice. Just have to make sure I keep count. So what are you guys working on? Have you finished anything recently? Have you started something? I was listening to some lives, and there are people that have so many whips, and I know that we've talked about this before, but I can't have that many. I get overwhelmed. I'll just stop. I'll put it down altogether. And I haven't had a ton of time to crochet. Like, this dog should have been done. Like, I had the teeny tiny little legs. I was done with those. And that was it. And then it just sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there because I didn't have the time. And when I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna crochet, or I'm gonna sit here on the couch and I'm gonna crochet, I would sit, and then exhaustion would just hit me, and I would be like, if I try to pick up anything right now, I'm gonna make a mess of it, and then I'm just gonna be angry that I made a mess. So it's better to just not. Just not. And that's how it's been recently. I've wanted to crochet. It's not like I've been like, oh, I don't want to crochet. I don't feel like it. I want to. I really, really want to. But I just haven't been able to. I'm missing something. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Did I skip a stitch somewhere? No. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. But that doesn't look like a stitch. Alright, well, I'll put one in there. But it doesn't, I didn't miss one. Okay. This is why blanket yarn is annoying me. That doesn't feel, see, that doesn't feel like a stitch. It feels like when I put the two together. because that's really, really tight in there. Hear those birdies? Aren't they cute? No, I feel like I missed something. Because that does not feel like a stitch. Okay, we're going to have to take that out and try again. Because somewhere I messed up. Now see, it feels like right there where I put my, did not feel like a stitch. Okay, so let's count again and make sure we have 18. And then we'll try to do the crochet again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So somewhere I missed a stitch. I have 18. Okie dokie. Let's try again. Nope, I went under. There we go. That's why I put this here, so I know, because especially with this blanket yarn, I get lost. And there's not like a chain up. So sometimes when you're doing things in the round, or even if you're doing back and forth, you'll chain up for the next part. So you'll do a chain 1 or a chain 2 or whatever. There's not this in the pattern, so when I'm doing it, I have to make sure that I know where my rounds are, or I will lose them. I was hoping to get both ears done, but I have not stopped talking long enough to actually even get one done, and we're almost at 30 minutes. We're gonna count again. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, I'm just gonna do it again. So do the 18 again. 2 rounds of that. So, and I usually, if this was a bigger project, I would have stitch markers all over the place. People make fun of me all the time because counting is not my strong suit. And I remember when I was first learning to crochet, I didn't have stitch markers. My Beast Nona, that wasn't a thing. Just kept it in your head. I couldn't do that. So I tried really hard to find ways to mark my places. And one time she caught me. I was using just pieces of yarn to stick in every 10 stitches, and she got mad at me, and she was like, this is not the pattern, but she was yelling at me in Italian, and my grandfather was trying to translate. So when I was learning to crochet, my beast Nonna was sitting there with me, but my grandfather would have to translate because she did not speak hardly any English. Um, Even when I met her, and she she chose not to, which could also be the case. Now that I think about it, she could have just been choosing not to. But um, there were times where my grandfather would be like, "I'm not going to say that out loud." And I don't know what she was saying, but obviously my grandfather didn't want me to hear it. Or he would say to her, "I don't know those words in English. Like, there's not a word for that in English. There's no way to translate that." And she would get so frustrated. So I had to watch her a lot, um, to learn certain things because my grandfather didn't know crochet language, especially in English or in Italian, But so he's trying to explain to me, and so this was like at the very beginning, right, when I was learning. And then once we kind of got a rhythm, he could kind of disappear as he would. Um, but I did learn some Italian words. There's probably some that I wasn't supposed to, but it's interesting because here, a lot of those words, they don't use them. Um, they have other words for that because it's such a vast difference in space. So my family, my dad's family, is from the Trentino region, which is all the way at the top, right? It used to be part of the Austria-Hungary Empire. And then when that dissolved, Italy was able to take control of that part of the Alps or the Dolomites or whatever you want to call them. So it hasn't always been a part of Italy. It was Austrian at one point. So some of that language is not used all the way down here. And down here there are so many different influences. When you think about all the people that have controlled Sicily, the amount of language and variation, uh, it's a lot. So I haven't found anyone here who is Italian that crochets that could sort of like where we could go through the language together to see if it's the same. But maybe one day. Ah, look at that. All right. So I think I may let you go soon. I haven't really gotten a lot done, but I've enjoyed chatting with you, for sure. Okay, now we're decreasing. Okay, so it's gonna go like this. Ooh, that's gonna be a floppy, fluffy ear. That's gonna be cute. Okay. I wanted to ask too while I was thinking about it. This just popped into my head. I may have some downtime. I don't know what my time is going to look like, but I may have some time to like actually watch TV, which sounds crazy to me. while I am traveling. So, are there any things that you guys would recommend as far as like TV shows or even like podcasts, like things to listen to? Because I'm probably going to be driving a lot and I will need things to keep me entertained because my daughter will have her device because normally when we're driving, I don't let her have that because we're not going that far, but on like road trips and stuff, she definitely can have it uh, because I remember, I mean, I would read a lot when I was in the car. I don't really get car sick or anything, so I could read a lot, but I would read, I would sleep, I would do word searches and crossword puzzles, and that was, but I always had something to do in the back seat, which um, I could appreciate, and I like to have that for my daughter as well. So, um, but she'll usually have her headphones on, so she's whatever game she's playing or video she's watching, I can't see it or hear it because sometimes there's a couple of shows that she likes to watch and they scream really loud. Like there's one, it's on Netflix, Green Eggs and Ham, second serving. So it's like, I don't know, it's like a spin-off of the Dr. Seuss Green Eggs and Ham and Sam I Am and all his characters, and there's a whole storyline. But the guy, Sam, he screams when he gets excited. Oh my God. It scares me. She could be upstairs. Or she's sitting in the living room and she's watching it and I'm doing something in the house and that little thing starts screaming. I think something's wrong and I'm like, is everything okay? And she's like, it's just the TV. Okay. Uh, so I can't watch that if I can't watch it while I'm driving, obviously, but I can't listen to that while I'm driving because that would freak me out. So I would like things to listen to um, while I'm moving along. So any suggestions, that would be helpful. And I think I am going to just call it for now because it's almost 40 minutes. And so by the time I edit this, it will be 40 minutes. And yeah, I have enjoyed it today. I hope that I get to do more of this with you all. Maybe I'll pop a couple more of these up with some of the different projects that I have so that there's some things while I'm gone. Because like I said, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do a lot of recording because I'll have my work computer, but I don't want to I don't want to have two computers. I'm already going to have enough to haul around. I don't want to worry about two computers. So, yeah. All right. Well, I am going to let you all go. And I want you to be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella!